First tonight, Centerville City Schools levy did not pass during yesterday's election. So today the district updated residents on what happens next. Lydia Bice been following this for us. What cuts will the district be making here?
So you can see right here, I've highlighted it for you, that in their news release today, the district plans to cut 41 teachers in support staff positions. They're also increasing school and pay to participate fees for sports. So the question is, how is this going to impact students?
By not passing the levy, that's going to take away a lot of those support positions that we had in place to help our struggling learners get to where they need to be.
Now, Kayat told me that by cutting these 41 positions, class sizes will end up being larger, which means less one-on-one attention for students.
Now, the district wanted to enhance mental health and safety resources if that levy had passed. What are they going to do now about that?
Well, now they'll have to go back to the drawing board for those programs. Superintendent John Westney did tell me that he still wants to provide some of those safety and mental health initiatives just to make sure that they can protect their students who are dealing with some of those mental health challenges. Now, coming up on Fox 45 at 6:30, you'll hear how the district is still reeling from the COVID-19 pandemic and how the levy failing also isn't helping that situation. Back to you.
Lydia, thank you. And last night, voters approved the City of Dayton's Issue 6. Now, the tax renewal will fund and support public safety, road repairs, and ongoing park improvements. Kasha Hancock spoke to the Public Works for the City of Dayton about the improvements. What did they say?
The city says the parks have been outdated equipment and there has already been a plan in place to make some improvements. With the approval of Issue 6, they'll be able to do more. Fred Stovall, Director of Public Works for the City of Dayton, says they have a desire to improve the quality of life for the city. Some of the new improvements will include new playground equipment, sidewalks, restrooms, and parking lots. Though the improvements are being funded by the Dayton Recovery Fund, that money has to be used by 2026. But thanks to Issue 6 being passed Tuesday, when that money runs out, the city can then use funds from Issue 6 to continue their projects.
So we're doing this major upgrade in this neighborhood to help support the people in this neighborhood and visitors if they want to come here, have a holiday cookout.
And as these kids return to their daily routine outside their classroom walls,
nothing's normal. It's still devastating.
all over Indian Lake, reminders of the tragedy from last week can be seen as crews pick up the mangled mess left behind.
The roof is off in the back. The garage.
Neighbors not only cleaning up, but checking on each other.
Reach out to your neighbor and just extend that hand or that voice to listen, and hugs are amazing.
Healing hugs, these teachers are grateful they can once again give to their kids in their time of need.
Not only can they be here and be safe and feel that safety and get some counseling things that they might need here too.
That was Steve Levine reporting. If you would like to help, Dayton 24/7 Now is teaming up with the American Red Cross and iHeartRadio to help those impacted by last week's tornadoes. To lend a hand, you can scan the QR code you see there on the left of your screen to support the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. You can also find the link on our website at Dayton247now.com. Dayton Children's Hospital has opened a simulation center at the hospital's main campus. Now, the center is just one of 140 ambulance simulators in the nation. It provides essential training for healthcare professionals, and it does that by simulating real-life scenarios with room to make mistakes without the real-life consequences. Now, the hospital says it is essential for staff training.
Simulation is really important for many reasons. It gives individuals a safe learning environment where they can practice on patients without having any risk of harm to the patient, having any risk of feeling like they're being judged or be in trouble if they make any sort of mistake or anything.
The simulator has child mannequins ranging in size from 22 weeks premature up to age 9 to ensure training is done on every level. The Ohio Army National Guard welcoming home more than 280 soldiers today. The 371st Sustainment Brigade and 137th Signal Company were on a 9-month deployment in support of U.S. Central Command. Now, the two groups installed tactical internet and provided logistics support. This is the 371st Signal Company's first deployment.
Our soldiers are very happy to be home. Like I said, it was been a long deployment, 9 months boots on the ground in the Middle East and a month of mobilization training. So we've been away from our families for 10 months and just looking forward to getting home.
And from everyone here, welcome home and thank you for your service. A new debate sparking over the right to vote, coming up why some think non-citizens should be able to cast their ballots.
And day 2 of the first 4 of the NCAA tournament. A quick preview of the 2 games coming up tonight at UD Arena.
Plus, I'm tracking some rain back in the forecast for later this week. I'll time it all out for you coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Signs of spring in New York State as forsythia are budding way ahead of schedule. That white streak you see here just above the airplane wing is the streak of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch Monday night in California. And it's the calm before the storm in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where up to 5 inches of snow could be on the ground by Friday morning.
Want to see your weather photos and videos on TV? Click Chime In on this station's website to share.
A debate tonight sparking over who should and who should not be able to vote in America. Here's Kayla Gaskins.
Voting in elections has been a hallmark of American citizenship since the founding of the country. Now some are pushing to expand that right. David Trone, the Democratic frontrunner in what's shaping up to be a tight Senate race in Maryland, is the latest to argue citizenship and voting rights should extend to the millions of migrants who came to the United States illegally. While only U.S. citizens can vote in federal elections, a growing number of state and local elections allow non-citizens to vote. Last year, D.C. joining the ranks of San Francisco and Oakland, California, along with a handful of cities in Maryland and Vermont.
Indeed, there's a long history in the United States of non-citizens being allowed to vote in local, state, territorial, and federal elections.
But last month in New York, a state appeals court ruling a New York City law allowing non-citizens to vote in local races violates the state constitution.
It is unconstitutional. Only United States citizens should vote, and they need to stop trying to strip away the voices of our American citizens and diluting them with policies like this.
Some on the left, like California Congressman Jim Costa, say non-citizen voting is a step too far.
Well, that leads us to our question of the day, and that is, we want to know, do you believe illegal immigrants should be able to vote in U.S. elections? You can share your opinion by voting on this poll at Dayton247now.com. Just click on the question of the day heading that is in the news tab. And results from yesterday's question, we asked, do you think that there should be stricter standards for gas-powered cars? Of more than 12,000 votes, 10% of you said yes. 90% of you said no. All right, let's talk weather now because we have had lots of sunshine, but boy, has it been windy outside.
Yeah,
Cold, too.
It wouldn't have been too bad of a day if it was just a little less of a wind, because that just made it feel kind of like that bite to the air.
Yeah.
A little bit chilly. We do have a warm up on the way that's going to be arriving with a low pressure system. So that's our next weather maker. We're going to look at a low pressure system making its way into the Miami Valley by Friday, which is going to bring rain showers into the area by late into the day on Friday. Also a little bit of a warm up by Friday as well. So for right now, we got a cold front to our south, colder air and high pressure briefly taking over. It's going to be cold tonight. Lows dropping into the 20s. So very cold start tomorrow. Thankfully not as windy though. We will see clouds streaming through tomorrow afternoon, maybe a stray shower or even a little bit of a wintry mix kind of making its way through tomorrow afternoon, but nothing significant. Otherwise, I think we'll get into the low 40s. And then by Friday, we start out in the 30s, warming up into the lower 60s, it's even looking like, with scattered showers in the forecast by our Friday afternoon and into the evening. I'll have a look at the rest of the week and into next week coming up in just a bit.
Well, the second day of the NCAA First Four is about to begin. Matt Digby live outside of University of Dayton Arena. Two more teams. They're going to move on to the first round of the victory tonight. Right, Matt?
Yeah, that's right, Adam. We had two eventful games last night and two more scheduled for tonight. One of them actually just about to start in the next couple of minutes. Grambling State taking on Montana State. Grambling was actually here at UD Arena back in December. They had a regular season game with the Flyers. Dayton winning that game handily, but a connection to the Miami Valley with Grambling's head coach, Dante Jackson. His very first head coaching job was just a half hour east of here over at Central State in Greene County. So he's making his return back to the Miami Valley for the second time in a handful of months. But that's the first game tonight, Grambling and Montana State. Then coming up tonight, Boise State from the Mountain West taking on Colorado in the at-large matchup. Now, last night we saw Colorado State of the Mountain West. They won their first four games, so either the Mountain West is going to go 2-0 already in the NCAA tournament, or teams from the state of Colorado will be 2-0 to start one of the most exciting three-week periods of a calendar year. More on each game coming up tonight throughout the evening on Dayton 24/7 Now. We'll send it back to Adam in the studio live from UD Arena. I'm Matt Digby.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, a story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal now. The city of Miamisburg planning to get a new pizza restaurant. Redbird Pizza is planning its first location on North 2nd Street. Now, the restaurant is a New York-style pizzeria. They're going to have pizza, of course, along with calzones, hot sandwiches, salads, and other items. Now, construction already underway, but an opening day has not quite been set yet. We have more information if you'd like to read about it on our website, Dayton247now.com. You can find that story and others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab. Well, as we've been telling you, nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S., they are struggling to read at grade level, and that is why we are partnering with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company, Sinclair, for Sinclair Cares, supporting children's literacy. You can scan this QR code right now if you'd like to donate to our virtual book drive.
Well, another windy one out there today. Not quite as windy as yesterday, but still some pretty strong wind gusts, almost 40-mile-per-hour maximum wind gusts in Dayton earlier into the afternoon. But for the most part, wind gusts have been up to about 35, close to 40 miles per hour. But the good news is that those winds are going to begin to settle down as we head into the evening. High pressure begins to slide in, so maybe a couple of stronger gusts up to 10 miles per hour. But for the most part, plan on it being a much calmer but still a cold day for tomorrow. Highs only in the 40s tomorrow. We quickly rebound, upper 50s on Saturday, back into the 40s, upper 50s on Friday, up mid 40s on Saturday, and then back into the 60s by Monday. So Monday we do start to feel very spring-like. In fact, Monday's looking like the best day of our next 7 days. So we'll have a look at that 7-day forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Miami Valley Meals celebrating 4 years of service. The event being held this weekend to raise money for the organization. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
To celebrate the 4-year anniversary of Miami Valley Meals on Wheels and the arrival of spring, Corner Kitchen holding a cocktail reception this weekend, and all proceeds from that event are going to go straight to Miami Valley Meals on Wheels. Tej Joshi stopped by earlier to get a preview of the menu.
If you haven't already been to the Corner Kitchen in the Oregon District, I want to tell you about this very cool local restaurant. If you look around, this of course is their bar. They're known for drinks here, food, and even their brunch is a favorite of mine. But they've got a special fundraising event happening this weekend. It's a fundraiser they're doing for the great local nonprofit Miami Valley Meals. This event is going to highlight, of course, some cocktails like these ones known as the St. Liz and the Springtime, but also lots of food. The way this works is you're going to pay one flat ticket price. You're going to get 2 drink tickets for those cocktails you see there, but also you're going to get access to not just these starters, but so many other small plate dishes. There's going to be an event this Sunday from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. This is, of course, their stacked poke, their blueberry salad, their gochujang meatballs. All of this will, of course, be on display in a buffet style for you to eat this Sunday. Now, I said it's a one flat price to get all that food and drink, and all of that, of course, proceeds will be going to the team over at Miami Valley Meals. If you'd like to support them, you can learn more about Miami Valley Meals on their website. That's miamivalleymeals.org. Plus, you can get tickets for this event on that site. For now, my friends, back to you in the studio.
Well, some rain back in the forecast by Friday. Tomorrow is still pretty quiet. It is going to be cold. We warm up on Friday, but we also have showers that return to the area as well. Really not anticipating a whole lot of rainfall, maybe up to about a tenth. Some spots could get close to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall once it's all said and done with. But for the most part, just some light scattered showers in the forecast by our Friday time frame. So you'll see here in our extended forecast, we got showers late into the day on Friday, and then chilly on Saturday. But good news is temperatures rebound. We get back into the 60s. Monday's looking pretty good. Tuesday, still showers, back up to 60 degrees. A few showers lingering into early Wednesday with highs in the 50s. But you got to keep in mind our normal high temperature this time of the year is 54. Normal low is 34. So technically today was right about normal for this time of the year. It's just February was the warmest February on record in Dayton, so we're going from one of the warmest months to finally feeling like we typically would.
We always got to pay the penalty, right, whenever we
Right.
get warm weather, you know,
Yeah.
especially during the spring.
It could have been bitterly cold in February, so I guess we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take
Right.
it. We'll get there
Yeah.
eventually. That does it for us. We're over on Fox next. We'll see you there.